one has to realize that historically, Islam was virtually invisible in terms of our educational system, training of diplomats and whatnot. And it emerged, the interest emerged with the Iranian Revolution. And that interest and was driven by a negative factor, obviously, trying to understand, quote unquote, the enemy. And over the years, you've had, for many have come to see Islam through the lens of terrorist actions, however, at the end of the day, relatively small that is compared to the more than 1 billion Muslims that are around the world, and through actually, the statements of authoritarian rulers and regimes like Ben Ali of Tunisia, Mubarak of Egypt, and of course the image of extremists and their speech, whether they're literal preachers or just more broadly people who are preachers of hate. Now, a lot has changed in the last couple of decades in the sense that Islam and the Middle East are right out front in terms of educational institutions. You find them in world history courses in high school dealing with these topics. You find them in most colleges and universities. It's visible in the media, but the fact is studies of the media show that, as is true of the media in general, media is driven by headline events, and headline events often are issues of conflict and violence. But there's still, that broader kind of coverage. And then for more than a decade, we've had the rise of what some today would call Islamophobia. That is anti-Muslim and anti-Islam attitudes and behavior. Now, this has nothing to do with the idea of criticizing a religion or criticizing the excesses or the violence that somebody does. But it's basically not saying simply these extremists are a problem, but the problem is the religion of Islam itself. So I think all of those things kind of come together.